Hi guys. Okay, so let's talk about Downton Abbey. Now, this season has started off pretty somber. So we had right off the top, we had the death of Matthew Crawley, and so we had Lady Mary's, basically in somber, like wearing black all the time for the first couple of episodes. So it was really sad, and we all felt really bad for her because she was finally happy. She had her baby. And, all of last season, well, not all, but, leading up to the end, they kept making a big deal about her being pregnant and taking care of herself and not doing too much. And then, the irony would be that her husband would die coming back to see her at the hospital. So it was, it was really tragic. And unfortunately, that's how season 4 started off. And then we had this horrific episode where, they're basically having a party at the house, and all these gentlemen have come, and there's this gentleman named Gregson, and he's here to kind of, he takes a liking to Lady Mary, and they hit it off, and they, having all these great discussions, and his valet, his name is Green, and he's been kind of, flirting a little bit with Anna, who's Anna Bates, who is married to John Bates. And, all through the episode, John's been kind of weary of this guy. And, there's something about him he just didn't really like. And Anna was like, oh, you're just overreacting. He's fine. He's harmless, whatever. And then they brought in this amazing singer to perform at the house. And while this performance is going on, Anna goes downstairs, and then she is surprised by Gregson's valet, Green, and all of a sudden he just grabs her, and it's just really bad, and he rapes her, and he like drags her down the hallway, and it's just really a sad, sad scene. And so now we've come to the point where, Anna has like basically pushed John away because she feels so broken inside, and she feels damaged and like she's no longer worthy of being loved. And in this last episode, he finally finds out what happens, because he thinks that his wife no longer loves him anymore because she keeps pushing him away every chance she gets. And it's just really, really sad. And, at the end, he basically says to her, like, we're going to be okay. I love you more than ever before. And they hug, and it's a really nice scene. And then, the next scene, he's talking to, what's her name? Is it, I can't remember. She's the one who basically runs downstairs. And she's just like, I'm glad that, you know now, and I'm glad that you guys can put this behind you. And he basically says, I am not putting anything behind me. This is far from over. So obviously this is going to continue. And he is under the assumption that it was some stranger who came into the house that broke in and did this. He has no idea that it's Green. Although he does suspect, and he did say, was it him? Because he saw the way he was flirting with Anna all throughout through the days leading up to this event. And, so, this is really sad. And John, when we first met him in season 1, he already had a criminal record. So he had been in prison, and, it's really sad because obviously Anna didn't want him to know, because she knows his reaction is going to be to defend her honor and, to put this person in his place where he deserves. But she doesn't want that to happen. So, it's been really sad and hard to watch. And, on top of, obviously, the tragedy that happened at the top of the season with Matthew dying, it's just like, ugh, it's just been gut-wrenching. And, so Lady Mary has been working a lot with Tom, who is was the husband of Lady Sybil, who passed away at the end of season 2. And, they've been working together to try to, basically kind of save the land, not save it, but just make sure that they are not going to be in any trouble financially. They won't have to foreclose on the home, because there was a point in season 3 where they were in jeopardy of losing their home. So, they've been working a lot together. I like the dynamic that they have together. And, there's obviously going to be a bunch of suitors who are going to come around to, I guess, win Lady Mary's heart. but she's just not quite over Matthew yet. And I'm actually hoping that her and Tom get together. I mean, they basically are both single parents at this point, and they have a nice dynamic with one another. It seems like she can be herself with him, and he can be himself around her, and there's no awkwardness, and it's not even like they're trying to, you know, hide how they feel. They can both sort of be very vulnerable around each other. So I kind of like that. So if it goes in a direction that they end up being together, I'd be happy with it. So, you know, there's tons of characters on Downton Abbey that I can't talk about every single one of them, or else this would be like an hour-long podcast or review. And I'm just going to try to keep it short and sweet. But right now I'm enjoying the season. Hopefully it's, you know, obviously, you know, there's nothing exciting about what happened to Anna. There's, you know, but it's a reality that these types of things happen, and it usually happens when it's somebody that you know, not necessarily a complete stranger. And I think that's what makes it even more horrific, is that she trusted him, and she had she wasn't looking at him in an evil way ever. And the fact that this happened to her when she was so vulnerable is just so sad. So I'm hoping that the season can, you know, we can move on to like a lighter note, you know, but this will obviously continue to play out because John is not giving up on finding out who did this and making that person pay. So that is my review of Downton Abbey, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.